Hello, 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 and please do not misunderstand. I am not opening three simultaneous video runs. That would be ridiculous. But welcome back to another trek through the dungeon. Um, I've been asked a series of questions about a MerfolkSkald by a particular viewer, an MFG Lancelot fellow. Thanks, by the way. I appreciate the support as always. And I realized I don't think I've actually ever tried that particular opening, usually because, for those of you not familiar, the way Scalds work is they get the Book of it. Let me just, Merfolk Scald is what I'm going to go with, so let me just do that. And my name is going to be Murska. Play on MRSA, for those of you familiar with medical terms. The way they work is they open with this book of, whatchamacallit, various charm spells to self-buff. That is all. It's a very limited capability in my mind, especially since none of these spells are any that I would consider particularly solid or reliable, which in my mind is going to make it very hard to deal with even orc priests, let alone the depths of the dungeon. However, I am not restricted to a god choice, so I thought maybe if I approach this as a melee-oriented build, uh, I'd be okay? Question mark. And, god choice accordingly. I obviously can't pick Trog because that would be meaningless, since it would bar me from magic. Merfolk, however, has some beautiful melee aptitudes with +4 polearms, +3 dodging, especially for quick early game rise in power. We're gonna focus polearms and charms because I do need to be able to cast my spells for my scaldiness to be useful. My guess is that as I learn more about this style of play, I'll discover that you really only want to focus one side, magic or melee initially, because it'll get you more power faster. I don't know. Anyway, I figured since I don't know very well how this build works, might as well learn by doing, right? So that's what we're gonna do to learn. Back up, back up, back up. I still am maintaining my stalwart refusal to play the latest versions of this game. I'm quite happy with my later back version. However, a Scald is not the same thing pretty much at all if I don't play him in at least version 0.13. So that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, it's gonna take a lot of memory, effort of will to not keep trying to use my... Okay, I may die here, actually. Nope, I'm faster than him. Perfect. Let's use my speed to get behind a door. Never go into the unknown early game. Never get into the unknown early game. So yeah, I don't figure this is going to be a win or anything, or even an awesome opening, but if I can get to the lair, that tells me something about the viability of the build. Okay, I do have the speed advantage, but see, if I didn't have a speed advantage against this guy, I would already be dead. And those of you familiar with my videos know how much I hate level 1 deaths. I don't even count them in my mind as being real deaths. I got a ring, but can't afford to figure out what it is. Pull me in, infuse, kill. So what does infusion do exactly? Caster's melee attack of matter, drawing from their reserves of magical energy to deal additional damage. Ooh, that's a terrible spell. So you need to have a lot of spare MP for that to be useful. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and not use that anymore. Because not only does it burn through my minimal MP, but my MP is so minimal that even if I am getting benefit from it, the benefit will last very, very briefly. Unless I'm dealing massive quantities of extra damage. I guess it doesn't specify how much extra damage per mana point. If it's like applying a magic dart with each attack, that would change my opinion of it significantly. Okay. And my MP will... Oh, right. I'm going to have really good base MP improvement. What is the Song of Slaying? Blah, 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 blah. Each non-summon enemy you slay enhances your melee skills for the duration of the song. Cannot extend. So this seems like it would be very meh unless I'm fighting a large group of small enemies. But a large group of small enemies I shouldn't have that much trouble with anyway because I kill, disengage. So I'm not a fan. What about this one? Looks like a melee dodge ×1, maybe? If it's a static buff, I'll definitely take it. If it's something I have to activate, it's less good. %24 miscast rate. Let's take my chances. Alright, so we'll memorize this and try it out. Failed, that's fine. There, we are shrouded. Oh crap, it is a very temporary buff. They 24% chance to fail. So what I'm going to do is, prior to melee encounters, I'll make one attempt to cast it if I have sufficient space. That's probably going to be my approach. So... okay. Eat the cockroach. See, one attempt to cast it, and then do this. One attempt to cast, do this. It is providing a lot of spell hunger, but I can take one more attempt. My suspicion is that I'm vastly undervaluing infusion, because I mean, if it doesn't even do as much good as, let me put it this way: Magic Dart costs 1 mana. For 1 mana, I get a ranged attack against an enemy, which either cannot be or is very, very difficult to dodge, and deals a significant amount of damage. This infusion continues to drain my mana, doesn't deal any initial damage, and requires me to also connect with melee attacks within a short period of time. So for all of those limitations, it should damn well be at least as powerful as Magic Dart when it hits, I would think. And more damage is key right now because all I have is the worst polearm in the game, a spear. Well, I guess maybe there's worse. I have a very bad polearm. Let's try reading a scroll. Oh crap. Go upstairs before the teleport. Nope, I didn't make it out before the teleport kicked in. I in retrospect should have been more. Okay. I'm gonna go Dexterity. Dexterity will boost my melee abilities more than my intelligence, sure, but I don't really see me making a lot of use of magic. I see this as being more of a magic buff class, and most of the buffs I care about will be level 3 through 6 anyway. So high intelligence is not going to be my priority. But I am truthfully playing this more as a melee class than a magical class. I'm looking to pick up other things like Swiftness, Blink, real self-buff spells from the level 2 to 3 range, and then play out the rest of my days as a fighter of some kind. Let's go ahead, let's take these pots, and let's get out of here. We don't need to fight Jessica when she's obviously quite happy. Why don't you all come at me, bro? See, here's where a Song of Slaying would be nice, but you'll notice that even in a situation like this, which is pretty much the best situation for that spell, I'm managing pretty well to keep my enemies where I need them. Oh, I'm capitalized. I had caps lock on, so all my caps are wrong. Not now that I think about it, that it's... Ooh, what is Spectral Weapon? That's interesting. That's very interesting. So what it sounds like that spell does, for those of you who weren't reading, I was talking about Spectral Weapon. It sounds like that spell lets me choose a weapon, probably in my inventory. I sincerely hope not in my hand, because that would make it very ineffective. Lets me choose a weapon, which then supplements my current weapon by means of, I'm going to assume, auxiliary attacks. And if that's the case, that's fantastic. Yeah, because that would be a massive DPS increase, and it would be something that a scout could do that others couldn't do, or couldn't be guaranteed circle the lair, which would be a reason to play the class. Okay, I do have a Scroll of Teleport, so I'm not dead, even if Jessica turns out to be very dangerous. Okay, let's try and get everything off here. So we'll begin with Shroud, then Infusion, and then we'll attack. Jessica did not even get to hit me. Jessica is unfortunately like a very bad barometer of skill. She is one of the weakest named uniques in the game, I believe. But it is nice to get a free encounter off with anyone. Oh, please don't die. Okay, I am poisoned, but I have a lot of health to work through. In fact, do I have Regenerate yet? Regenerate's a no-brainer. I definitely want to pick that up. But I don't want to branch too far out of Charms, because training all this spellcasting is going to become a bitch. Oh, cock your roach. Continue with the infusion. I'm acting under these... You know what? Screw assumptions. I'm going to pull up the internets. Blah, 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 blah. Crawl. Wiki infusion. Okay, so it's limited by the lack of capability against AC bearing enemies. Ugh, that sucks. What else? 2 to 4 damage, but 1 MP per hit? Yeah. I'm just gonna come out and say it. This is a crappy spell, and I can't imagine why anybody would really use it unless they had no other choice. It clearly was designed to be an early game spell, because it would be terrible afterwards. And I did note that that particular article page said that this was a version 0.13 updated page, so it's possible that they got rid of this anyway afterwards. I don't know. Blah 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 blah. Oh, crapeth. Stab, 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 stab. Butcher, 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 butcher. Wow, for some reason my computer just started working a lot faster. I must have been doing something in the background and not aware of it. There was probably audio lag too on the early part. Oh my god, don't die. Please just don't die. Usually they don't carry that many of these. So against weak enemies, they would be down faster. Against adders with low AC and low hit points, but high risk for every turn that you're in melee with them early game, I can definitely see the value. But I really shouldn't even bother casting it before every encounter. I would be better served to cast Shroud instead. What is Shroud? B? Alright. Okay, that's another floor. Another day, another dollar. I feel incredibly weak. I feel very much at the mercy of whatever I happen to come across. Ooh. Well, that's certainly going to help my melee capabilities. Both protection and evasion. Alright, good. This is a good spot to be. Infusion, Shroud, die. Oh, not them, me. Hey, they both died, hooray. The Shroud actually really was necessary too, because without it I would not have made it through that. Also, you'll notice that focus training spears has brought me up to 5.7 already. Well, I'm not focus training it. Let's focus train it. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get to the ossuary that I so wanted to get to, because I got ambushed by these guys. Oh shit! One Mephitic Cloud would be perfect here. What are the bonuses for merfolk being in water? Should be listed somewhere. Swift swimming. That is all. Yeah, that's not going to be sufficient. Shroud of Galubria. I just went with Brilliance, so with any luck, I'll be able to recast Shroud in mid-fight very reliably. Oh no, I turned on Infusion, so I won't have any mana for this fight. Yeah, that's a terrible side effect. This is actually a really good choice of deity, honestly, all things considered. I'm not going Berserker. What are my other melee choices, right? Let's take a look. I could go Ashen Zari if I was going to Sneaky Punk, which I'm not. I don't want to be super slow. Although his multi-aptitudes makes a lot of sense for a Skald. If he still does the int and dex boosting that he used to give you for stat buffs, that could still be interesting. I could see the value of going to Levelin, honestly, as a Crusader. You get a little bit of extra self-heal for survivability. You got heal other, just a good old Levelin build in general. A lot of options. I'm just going to go with what I'm most familiar with. But it's definitely something to consider. Alright, well, by now, the secret place is definitely gone. You'll notice that I'm becoming better and better about shrouding prior to every fight. Oh my god, why do you taunt me so? Constant sound of sand draining. Look, I know it's not going to be there when I get there, so... Ooh. This could change everything. Unlikely to, mind you, but could. Nope, it's just a generic plate armor with an evocable invisibility. In fact, I would almost consider that worse than plate armor since it can't be upgraded. Okay, here, we found it. And it's... Holy cow, it's not gone. I can't believe it's not gone. Definitely keep turning on Shroud, especially since we're in a all-melee branch. Come at me, bro. Shroud will help me free evade 1. You're just gonna die. Shroud, I'm very hungry, eh? Let's just... Yeah, I don't mind the arrow trap. Not if my enemies are standing on it. Okay. Let's get off the traps and let's eat something. Let's eat an orange just to clear out my inventory. Shroud again. Okay. Okay, that's a lot of them, so definitely want to go back to here. We'll also turn on both infusion and that. We should be weak enough that we need to heal. So let's figure out which one our heal is. We just did. We're going to need more health, so heal wounds. It's not a guarantee, but generally speaking, whatever you have the most of tends to be your best bet for finding your thing. Yeah, sorry. Whatever you have the most of tends to be your heal or heal wounds, your curing or heal wounds potions. Obviously, a good time to test this is before you're in a life or death struggle. So, you know, a few turns before you would absolutely have to heal right now or die. And that's what I did. Though admittedly, I got a little ballsy with it, even for me. Shroud on. You know, I'm an idiot. I do. Oh no, I don't have any abilities from Okawaru yet. Okay. I was like, I forgot to use my god abilities because I don't have them. Keep turning on Shroud every step of the way. It's important. It's the only reason I'm still alive. And we'll go ahead and have some bread since I'm literally starving myself to death with all my shrouding. That's what happens when you have low intelligence and no spellcasting training on. You burn through food by using spells. I'm not worried about Shroud against ordinary zombies with no poison effect. That, on the other hand, I am very worried about, so let's get the fuck out of here. Turn on Shroud while he's still standing on traps. Let's get out of here so that it's one-on-one. Both of them down. Heal up. Excellent. Damn, seriously, I haven't found another polearm this entire game. You know, an early trident with even a little bit of good on it would go a long way in this game. Oh my god, just die. Wait, why am I too injured to fight recklessly? I feel like I'm okay. 7, 6, 5, 6, 6, 5, 6, 6, 4, 6, 3, 2, 1. Nope, didn't make it. Curing, please. Heal wounds I'd like to save for needing a boost of health. Alright, Shroud. Full mana, please. Shroud, Infuse, go to town. Cool. Huh, he tried to curse my holy item. That's awesome. What is this? Confusion. Generally speaking, potions you find in ossuaries have a fairly good chance of being useless or bad. Not guarantee or anything, but fairly good chance. Ooh, you know, invisibility potions will actually be very useful in this run. Since I have virtually no way of guaranteed survival and or rendering enemies, certain kinds of enemies, vulnerable. Try the T, flight. It's randomly useless. Alright, now what? There should be another ossuarium. Shroud, Infuse, Stabduken. H, forget Infusion. All the math I've looked at makes me think it's a terrible spell. I would actually rather have a spell level. Let's also memorize Spectral Weapon and get to work on actually training for its use. That's going to mean a few points in hexes, I believe. Correct? It's a hex? Yes. That's the spell that I'm most curious about. Also, there should be a polearm in here somewhere, I believe. Let's go pick that up. Just in case I need it for casting my thingamabob, Spectral Weapon. Alright, let's attempt this. So, Spectral Weapon. It looks like it didn't ask me to target anything. I'm gonna die if I don't just eat a ration, please. And you know what? Let's take the edge off this spell hunger, eh? How bad is it? It's 4. Yeah, that's pretty brutal, especially for something I intend to use in most every combat. It's not gonna die. That's great. Ooh, shit. That was not the button I meant to hit. That is the one I meant to hit. Definitely want to heal because I'm taking a lot of damage. Oh shit, you broke my weapon. I mean, you died horribly, but did break my weapon. Yeah, so I meant to hit a Spectral Weapon when I had a distance gap between me and the youth, and instead I hit tab and walked towards him. Oh god, this is beautiful. Look at the amount of damage I deal. Because it supplements my attacks, and it's virtually invincible on its own. It's a lot like a battle sphere. It's the melee equivalent of orbital death laser is what it is. The difference being that when I'm playing a mage, it's easy for me to cast orbital death laser because I'm already training magic and it's a pure spell. This is a 2-school spell using weird schools. You know, grab a net while you're at it. It may prove to be a useful utility item for escape. for pursuit. So I don't know that I would actually... I definitely think that... regardless of how powerful it may or may not be, I tend to prefer the conditions under which I would be using Battlesphere. But it is very clearly the melee equivalent of a Battlesphere, and it's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Now, if only I had some goddamn superior weaponry, that would be really something else. I really kind of want to look at the math of this too. Like, is it using my currently wielded weapon? Because if so, weapon upgrades become doubly important. Whereas Isakundarin's Battlesphere pretty much operates, granted at a pretty high level. I mean, its blows definitely hurt, but it's a fixed level. No matter how powerful a mage I become, Battlesphere stays at the same power, so pretty quickly, or by the late game, it'll be obsolete. Oh, I can hide behind it. Wait, what do you mean I could not reach far enough? Oh, because I have to reach past it, so there's a chance of it failing. Well, let me just come in close then. There you go. That's the way. Let's try a ring mail and see what that does to my spellcasting, eh? 14 and 12, 2. 21, 17. It's not the worst thing in the world. Let's turn off hexes. Well, no, keep hexes a little bit. I kind of want my hexes to become good. Let's read some more scrolls. Ooh, for the love of God. Alright. I apparently read the wrong scroll. I did not realize I was reading an ID scroll. Noise. Fear. Wasted blink. Unfortunate. Immolation. Remove all my curses. And recurse the weapon just because. Goddamn. Alright. Well, no problem. We'll actually hang on to immolation. Everything else can go. Blah, 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 blah. I mean, all the other negatives can go. Yeah. I'm gonna need to eat soon, aren't I? What is this? Oh, for the love of God, it's cursed. Okay, remove my curse and put me back in something reasonable. Magic resist is fine. Yeah, I'm kind of torn between the fact that as a melee character I'm going to want to wear better armor, but as a merfolk, I'm all about the evade. So I don't know. Clearly I'm not building this very well. I'm going to need to eat. I'm definitely going to need to eat. Oh, right, there's other pieces of armor. Have I missed any other alternate armors? No? Okay. It's been a pretty unhappy dungeon for me. But I am an Okuwaru worshipper. I'm not worried about eventually getting everything I need. Oh, shit. Shroud. Supplementary weapon. Burned. That would never have worked if I had met him before I had my spectral weapon up. I would say that spectral weapon is key here. It feels like they can't touch my... Shit. Just don't talk. Just don't talk. Focus. I can't tell if they're killing the spectral weapon or if it's disappearing on time or some mixture. But I'm guessing it's the mixture because that just makes the most sense. As in, their hits reduce its length of stay rather than... You know what? Sigmund's Scythe might actually be an improvement off my current polearm. I mean, I doubt it, but it's a possibility. Definitely want to go Dex. Dex is going to help my evade. Dex is going to help my offense. Recursed. That's fine. Alright. Polearms. What am I dealing with? The Sigmund Scythe? Yes, no, no. IQ, please. Base attack delay 200%. That's just too unforgiving, I'm afraid. I can't risk that. Drop the scythe. I don't need this place anymore because I went with an early Okuwaru altar, and if I hadn't, I would have been 2 pips of piety behind because this is a depth 7 fucking temple. This is a deep temple. I'm really glad I went with the earlier Okuwaru. altar. There's something to be said for 2 floors of piety. Especially if you're like me and don't have a specific build in mind yet. Throw something at it. This is why you always want to carry some extra tossables around. I didn't have any darts, and so I had to throw a dagger blindly that obviously didn't work very nicely. And forcing me to eat more of my rations. I don't technically have to eat a ration, but I find the weight reduction is actually much wanted boon for me. I'm a little bit worried about the fact that that priest is probably able to hit me really nicely past all this, but I have the ability to heal acutely in just the case of such an emergency, so yeah, there you go. Heal up. Off we go. And where's regeneration? It's a good time to pick up regeneration, I think. Regeneration is just a really good all-rounder spell for a lot of situations. It's also a nice anti-poison. Sometimes saves me a potion. So there's that. Shroud of Galubria, spectral weapon, regeneration. Drop hexes. Keep spellcasting going a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. We've already taken the edge off the hunger, but I'm peckish, what can I say? It's in part because I already am splitting corpses between me and whatchamacallit? My deity, Okuwaru. So I'm already at a premium for corpse as it is. Okay, I have a lot of wands that I need to identify, so let's start doing that. Let's actually back up because this is a very lethal situation. And it actually looks like a lethal situation, which is not, you know, a guarantee. You know, sometimes you're in a lethal situation and it doesn't appear to be. Well, this time it even looks like it is. Let's pre-activate my spectral and see if, yep, beautiful, I can take it down floors with me. Oh, and I can't send him to attack things. He'll never attack anything I don't. Alright, that's fine. Beautiful, please attack that guy. And then we're just gonna beat the crap out of you together. Okay. And you. And sack you. What? Why penance? Oh, Okuwaru doesn't allow me to kill allies, and I totally killed my ally. Right. Totally forgot about that. Sorry, Oki. My bad. Say it wouldn't happen again, but it might. It's not very likely, though. I fully predict I'll die before I live long enough to make that kind of a mistake twice. Let's hope that his penance doesn't last too long. That's a lot of piety I'm giving up for what really boils down to an unnecessary and stupid mistake. It wasn't like I got a tactical advantage that I really needed. I probably could have been just fine without it. Let's fire wands at things. That's disintegration. That's confusion. That's polymorph. And that's kill with draining. And since Okuwaru is accepting my kills, oh, he's still demanding penance. Rat bastard. You know, I can't remember the last time I was penanced. I wonder if they've changed the way it works or if it still isn't permanent. Let's eat an apple. There we go. It is dead, and I got a lot of food, which I very much needed. Okay, well, at least I wasn't using invocations and god abilities anyway. How's polearms coming? Damn! The thing is training fast. Turn off spellcasting. Just use up one of the bread rations we just picked up, since I'm starving anyway. Back up. Just back the fuck up. That is 2 very big enemies. Only one of which I even feel marginally capable of killing. And that's a third one right behind him. Yep, this is a bad situation. You know what would be nice? Really nice? is if I had a polearm that wasn't a fucking spear. There we go. Tridents, at the very least. Could have picked those up a while ago if I had paid more attention. Oh wow, that feels so much better. I got pretty far using just the basic spear, to be completely honest. Let's drop spear. Let's drop a spear. Let's wield the trident. So the tridents are identical. Okay. Down the floor. Oh my god, I forgot about you guys. I'm gonna die. Let's just teleport away. Shouldn't have used the wand because I have scrolls. Oh well. It's done, it's done. Alright, you know I'm here, so I'll just shroud up. And spectral. Spectral. Alright, so far so good. Spectral. Good. Yeah, the trident is a massive improvement over the spear. The base damage on a spear is so crappy that it really doesn't have much penetration against it. Gold dragon armor, are you fucking kidding me? This game's really trying to tempt me with heavy armors, but I've decided I was going a lighter armor route. And I would lose my ability to do spectral if I switched over at this point. I still might, to be honest. Gold dragon armor is fantastic, poly-resist, but I don't have the armor training skill to make it work, so it's still gonna have to be a no. If I was playing a bulkier race, I might very well just say, okay, forget what you started as, and from now on you're just a melee, a tanky melee. You're playing a minotaur whether you knew it or not, kind of thing. But I'm definitely getting the sense that, oh crap, I'm rotting. Cure out of rot. Okay, Okuwaru is not mad at me, and by the looks of it, I don't lose all my previous piety, which is good. I obviously don't get to keep the piety I gained while I was under penance, or at least it doesn't appear I do. But, you know, I'll take what I can get. Oh, I'm pretty sure he would be upset if I killed an innocent butterfly. Get out of poison range. What are you, nuts? If I'm gonna get poisoned, let it be by one enemy at a time. Also definitely want to turn on regeneration right about... No, I don't have the food capacity. There it is. We are carrying a lot of useless crap, so drop a few wands of polymorph and an enslavement wand. See, I can come back for stuff in deep water because I'm a merman. Or woman. Murska. I think that sounds more like a Russian name for a guy. That's what I'm going with. Don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die. Okay, he's down. And I got a blink scroll. That's fantastic. I'm not trying to hit the butterfly, I'm auto-moving into it. There's a big difference. Okay, Scorpion. Sub-Zero. Sonya. Mortal Kombat! So, timing. I would say at this point my big question is how am I going to deal with the ranged enemies that I'm doubtlessly going to face? If I were a Minotaur, the answer would be easy. I'm going to hide around corners and force them to come to me, effectively turning a ranged fight into a melee fight, and then I'm going to kill them. In other words, I will use positioning to my advantage. I almost wonder if the same would work here. I'm about ready to slow down on my polearms training until I find a better polearm, and then start working some defense skills, fighting and dodging, with a specificity towards dodging because, to be blunt, it'll train faster, and therefore hit useful levels faster. Especially considering I multi-train every time. That was probably a case of my spear being in a position that it got killed. Oh, shit. Just don't die, please. Heal wounds. Back up. Shroud. And now you can fight. from the far... Oh my god, I thought Groom was dead for sure. He's still around? I'm surprised he didn't charge me when he could. I have to be in range to fight things too. Quokka. Okay, good. See, that's a ranged enemy. I guess if it had been smarter, I could have pulled it to the door by that trick. But it was too dumb to fall for it. Huh, too dumb to fall for it. That's funny. Close the door and just back away. Somebody will open it and come to me. And when they come to me, I will take them down. And that's honestly the melee way. Ever since the days of the Mountain Dwarf Berserker. Set up your enemies to walk into you and then massacre them. Okay, you know what? That's Troll Hide. That is not Troll Hide compatible, so let's instead recharge the Wand of Teleport and drop the rechargings. Drop my spare trident while I'm at it. But bottom line, I'm angling for Troll Leather. I'm in Ringmail right now and I'm casting pretty well, so Troll Leather would be a good side grade from armor class perspective, and it would give me a lot more survivability with the inbuilt regeneration. Try out a new trident. -1/+1. I'll take it. A little bit more damage, a little bit less accuracy. Yeah, definitely will take that. Come on. Alright, so far so good. Alright, next. I'm feeling really good about this character actually right now. It's a common. I wouldn't even say he had a lucky start, all things considered. I didn't find any useful early game books, and ooh, I actually forgot that I picked up a book. Anything good? I guess I've got a lot of direct damage if I was going more of a spellcaster route, but I've decided on a more melee route. I mean, I'm playing Okuwaru, so that's gonna have to be a no for now. A neutral trident is gonna beat out my... Oh, never mind, I don't have my old trident anymore. Blah blah blah. Magic dart wand. See, and I have this giant arsenal of ranged weaponry right here with all of these wands, so that's kind of my go-to for when things get dicey. In fact, it's so much better, I'm just gonna start dropping stuff I'm not gonna be using because of it. I'm never gonna want a ring of fire. Keep it. It's the only source of fire resistance I know I have right now. Drop enslavement. Drop my used up confusion. Still overweight. Okay, drop my dagger. Don't need it. Drop amnesia and enchant weapon. There we go. Also, what is this? Ha! Better enchant weapon. Okay, well I'm now dealing with a 2-1 weapon, so the Orcish Trident is totally superfluous. I like saving enchant weapons for a good item, but I haven't gotten it. War Chance is here. Let's turn on Repel Missiles. Wait, is War Chance the same book I already have? No, it's not. Okay. Definitely Repel Missiles is an obvious pick here. Poison Weapon would be so much better than Infuse, it's not even freaking funny. Oh my god, if Infuse was Poison Weapon, hell, even if it cost me 1 MP per strike, at least the damage would stack. That would be huge. Because in its current form, I'm almost not sure when I would ever want to infuse. Pretty much after floor 2, I can't see a use for it. And that's ignoring the fact that it's not a guaranteed success even to cast the thing. Definitely want a shroud here. Nope, didn't go off. Oh well, just kill him. You know, the one luck that I have had this game was that I got that pair of rings, the AC ring and the evade ring. And that really, though I probably could have managed without, yeah, no, they've been helping. They're probably the reason I haven't had to use a lot more healing items. Shit. I know where you are, but it's not gonna last forever. Okay, it died. I'm horribly poisoned. Activate regeneration. Oh, I'm starting to. Eat an apple and activate regeneration. I'm not super drained, I'm just poisoned. See if I can get... Nope, I can't get regeneration to fight that speed of poison, so use up a cure. And just use a bread ration. I mean, I'm very, very poisoned. Don't want to burn up... Don't want to get my acid all over my good stuff, so let's... Oh, I didn't keep an alternate? Rats. Then let's kill it with... That didn't work. Okay. Let's try magic darts. Okay, it's not dying fast enough. Drain. Hey, the draining effect is gone on me. Perfect. So drop all these slowing wands, which generally speaking is an effect I don't care much for. Because A, it doesn't always land, it's not even very likely to land or anything, and B, if it does land, so what? I've just slowed down the inevitable. Turn on regen because this is going to get dicey. Stab the centaur. Poke that. Sack the centaur. I want that rod very badly, but I'm not willing to overcommit for it. Got it. Alright, let's try out this rod and see what we got here. Ah, it's cursed. Go freaking figure. What does it do? Oh, it's the lightning rod. Excellent. Lightning rods are fun. So now I've got a really nice renewable ranged attack, which is going to be helpful. Drop the... Oh, shit. This is the time to use it, too. Zap. 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 Should be out of mana, right? Yeah, it's out of mana. Switch. And prepare to run away. This is an even worse place to be. We're just gonna walk away from trouble. Shroud. See, Maurice is invisible, and I don't want to lose all my gold, so I'm just kind of walking away. Walk it out. Yes, I got a little drained doing it, but you know what? It's totally worth it to not die. There's Maurice again. He went invisible again, so I will have to bail again. He also has blink, so, you know, it's very difficult to predict where he'll be next. It's fine. Do I not have repel missiles? I do have repel missiles. I gotta remember to use the damn thing. Like right now. Okay. Kill the water moccasin. Pick stuff up. Sack corpses, please. A staff I'm not as interested in. I'm too much of a melee fighter to use a staff. Seriously. Well, I will totally take it because the spellcasting penalty is minute. It's actually beneficial, and the armor buff is very helpful. But it's not a brand I much care for. I mean, model dragon skin doesn't provide me any really useful effects or anything. It's just its numbers. It's purely the stats that make me care about it. That said, I am pissing all over a god gift, so, you know, that's bad. Let's go ahead and try all these potions and see if I can't just make myself miserable. Int -2, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. How else can I make myself miserable today? Okay, burned through all my potions, everything is ID'd. Unfortunately, that includes the fact that I am now... Actually, Int -2 is not a big deal to me, is it? I mean, barely affects my spellcasting. My spell hunger barely affected as well, so yeah. Good job. And in exchange I get a stealth buff, so nice. Not super helpful, but nice. And spitting poison, which I doubt I'll ever really use, but hey, here's a chance to use it. Because if Maurice goes invisible, I'll be very happy if I shot him. Don't let that thing get to me. Definitely want to be surrounded by the Ballista Mycetes. Could die in one hit there. That was very risky what I just did. You know what? I know where you are, so I'm just going to drain in your direction a couple times. Oh, there you are. Kill him. He's dead. Flame, tongue, throw flame, conjure flame. All these wonderful spells, none of which I will... You know what? It might be worthwhile to take a low power flame tongue or something, just so I have a ranged attack, inherently. But if I had to pick one, I would pick one that wasn't flame tongue, because that is specifically designed to only get powerful if I train fire. And that's not a useful training skill for me for any other reason. Base armor is 5, encumbrance is 7, base armor is 6, encumbrance is 4. Yeah, so the ring mail is just out at this point. It's never going to get used. Okay, we're done with that area. Stab, stab, stab. So here's what I'm lacking. I'm lacking in a renewable way to kill ranged enemies. Well, no, that's not true. I'm lacking in a renewable way to disable ranged enemies that would make me comfortable. I'm not yet confident in my ability to take out a Hydra at melee range or anything. So I would definitely want to burn up wand charges against Hydras. But otherwise, from a raw power standpoint, I'm holding my own pretty well. I could probably take out elephants set up like this. Not dragons, but, you know, eventually. I got swiftness. I got swiftness. Okay, there's another answer. I can activate swiftness and use that to stay just out of stab distance from just about any target. Swiftness is a charm of air. Perfect. So we'll continue to work the charms in the air. Well, might want to put a point into air first just to get that ready. Dodging, fighting are important skills. Polearms. I'm actually going to slow down the I'm actually going to turn off the training of polearms just briefly because, you know, they're already... That's the one area that I'm not lacking. I love that enemies only attack my spectral weapon when there's no other target. So if I'm more concerned about the spectral weapon staying alive, then I position myself so that I'm the target. Otherwise, you know, I make it the target. Just the fact that there's a logic to it means that I can exploit that logic. Oh, shit. Kill Josephine. She's the most important person to kill here. Okay, she's dead. Now we can just run. Because technically speaking, all these zombies are going to take permanent damage and will not regenerate any of their health. Turn on swiftness. Use it to stay ahead of the Hydra. Yeah, unfortunately my battle buddy, my weapon, is not capable of dodging around the Hydra attack. It'll swap spaces with me and get eaten every time if I use that kiting strategy. Fortunately, the kiting strategy is very effective, as you just saw, against Hydra skeletons, and will presumably work about as well against the real thing. Assuming a large enough space in which to retreat to. Now, if I hadn't picked up that spell right when I did, I would have been forced to try and find a different answer. So in my case, in this game, I would probably use a couple bolts of frost. I'd probably try to confuse it, and then shoot it with draining or frost, using a recharge scroll, which I know I have, if I ran out, or I would go with the rod of lightning that I have, the lightning rod I have, to try and blast it a few times, just to soften it up. And if I ever had it in, like, critical kill range, you know, really low health, then I just take it down. Shroud would probably protect me from a single hit or two, and that would be my approach. Ah, come on, how do you not have blink in this book? You have controlled blink, but that's hardly the same thing. So that's kind of how I'm approaching this. I don't think that there's an inherent built-in way within the core book to really deal with proper ranged enemies. But enemies that you cannot afford to touch at a one-space melee, well, you have the range of the polearm. And other enemies, you know... Ah, crap. I forgot to open with swiftness. There's the swiftness. There's the guy. Swiftness is gone. Reactivate. Oh, I'm hungry. Looks like I naturally outrun this, at least this particular Hydra. Woof. Okay, Hydra's down. Maybe merfolks are a little bit faster than I give them credit for. Definitely don't forget to exploit your environment when possible. Oh, shit. Where's that fire ring that I saved for just this occasion? Good. Where's my frost? It's out. Okay. Confuse if possible. Screw it. Go in. It needs to die. Once it's dead, everything else can take care of itself. Swiftness, regeneration. Oh my god. Spectral weapon just keeps going at the most inopportune places. Let's just get out of here before I get acidified into rotten stats or something like that. Shroud. And now, kick-ass. Also, don't forget to swap my rings again because I currently have a deficit to cold. Sure, weakened, go figure. Just give me a ration, please. I just feel like buying one to eat one right now. So now that I found a food store, I literally never need to cut up a corpse. For at least the first half of the game. I will, still, because, you know, I just can't get it through my head not to. But technically, ideal play would probably be something like sacrificing every single corpse I come across. Swiftness, spear, back the fuck off. This is something I hadn't thought about. What if the swiftness runs out while I'm in melee? The answer, don't let that happen. Pay more attention to the warning signs. Let's just get out of here for the moment. I don't feel comfortable fighting this Hydra right now. I feel like I'm running and fighting a losing battle. It's not to say that, as you see, I can clearly survive against it, and that's at least half the battle, but being able to isolate a skeleton seems to be much simpler. Berserker potion. Just eat it. Don't care. Back the fuck up. Sack it because I already have a hide. Butcher. Turn it into a candlestick. However that works. Drop all my useless wands. Care. Focus the most dangerous targets first. In this case, the one that breathes sticky flame and takes away all my items is what I'm considering the most dangerous. Even though I was probably wearing the one armor in the game that makes me immune to that. Yup. Why do I ever try and think? Okay. Invisible horror most likely. Let's see if there's a adequate place to hide from it. Yep, it's definitely an invisible horror. It's hanging around the same basic area. No, I don't want to attack an ally. Shit, it's in here with me. I think it went away. Yeah, it went away. I don't have a good answer to those yet. Probably be a while before I do, all things considered. That Hydra is still at large too, but I'm less worried about the Hydra right now than I am getting inside the lair. Alright, activate, brah, kill everything, sack it, well, eat the porcupine. I'm gonna call it here. It's just a brief start. Not really sure where I'm gonna go with this. Swiftness, repel missiles, spectral weapon, all very good castability. I would consider adding regeneration to that pile because regeneration is just such a good all-around spell. But otherwise, yeah, this has been a Skald opening. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.